Hey guys, this is Darren from Akshon Esports. Welcome back to our second episode of Akshon Recap, where we shed some light on some of the most important stories in esports and highlight the ongoings within the community. Looking back over the weekend, a lot of news went down. Mechanically, each of the players on Dallas Fuel are monsters, but as a team, things have not been playing out as they had hoped due to a mix of in-game communication problems such as a lack of a shot caller and hero pool diversity among other issues. They've had a rough start to the season, but with over 30 games left to play, there is still ample time for them to pull together and become the powerhouse team that fans expect. Effect released a series of heartfelt messages to his fans on Twitter, expressing how he will be doubling down in an effort to improve after realizing that he still has a ways to go in terms of mastering his DPS heroes, and that his team has come to grips with an ego-based mental block that they had been facing. A quick shout out to Reddit user TizRobin311 for translating the following tweets. I thought I was getting better at Widow after practice, but there's a long way to go, and I thought my Tracer was perfect, but that turned out to be my conceit. The best DPS who clutches things out is the one who covers the work of all teammates who are not in their good form. A link to the full translation will be in the description box below. Following up on the XQC ban story, in addition to being fined and suspended by his team and Blizzard for the rest of Stage 1, Dallas Fuel have issued a statement revealing that XQC will not be practicing with his team during his punishment period. To me, this is a professional decision, not only from a PR standpoint, as it has the potential to help the team refine a solid starting lineup that they can feel confident in running before proceeding to diversify strategically with substitutions come Stage 2. On the flip side of this story, you may have noticed the multitude of homophobic remarks directed at Houston Outlaws Muma across Reddit, YouTube, and various other chats over their outrage at XQC's recent punishment. On Sunday, he tweeted that he has been shocked by the amount of slurs from people that have been filling his DMs, but followed up by thanking the community for the amount of positive support he has been given. If you really take a step back at the situation, this type of behavior really isn't warranted, so please, just give the guy a break. It's not only hurtful to the player, but also reflects badly on us as a community, as it takes only a few bad apples to create the perception of a toxic environment and turn away potential fans wanting to immerse themselves in the scene. To finish off on a positive note, we need to remember not to be too harsh on XQC. In the past, when most people were in their early 20s, there wasn't a camera and thousands of people watching closely to every word spoken in action. For XQC, this is a learning experience as he learns to understand the responsibilities that come with being a popular figure in the community and balancing that with his unique polarizing personality, all the while maintaining a career as a professional player. I'm not saying that what he said wasn't wrong, but let's not go on a witch hunt and try to ruin his career. Moving on to our main topic of the day, let's talk about map pool diversity. One thing that has been a noticeable issue with the Overwatch League is a potential problem of map diversity. From a viewer's standpoint, I'm sure there are a lot of you who are tired of seeing so many matches play out on Lunar Colony, Ilios, and Junkertown over the course of the first 2 weeks of the Overwatch League. As a viewer, more maps mean a more varied experience and keeps things fresh. I'm sure there's plenty of you who would like to have seen some more Volskaya, Gibraltar, and Nepal, but on the other hand, it's beneficial to the teams to only have to prepare for 4 maps per match as they can steady their opponents and come to the game with a refined strategy. Now, you may argue that in Apex, the map selection system may have been superior and kept teams like Runaway and Lunatic High on their toes, as the pressure to perform under such conditions can produce diamonds. However, having to prepare for a multitude of scenarios in 14 maps places a huge burden on not only the players, but also the coaching staff. The Apex system, in part, is a factor in producing the large skill gap we've seen between the teams in the top 8 and those who can't make it past the group stage. The pick-ban map system opened up the danger of having maps in the pool that a team may have been ill-prepared for compared to their opponents, which results in a one-sided game, detracting from the level of play one would expect of a major LAN tournament. For example, in Apex Season 3, allowing teams to play on every map they please resulted in the very first match of the season between Kongdu Panthera and Lunatic High. The former was completely massacred in Volskaya. As Fissure stated on the stream after the match, they were caught off guard by the map pick and hadn't prepared for Volskaya at all, as they had anticipated Lunatic High to choose Eichenwald, which the latter had a 100% win rate on at the time. The occasional stomp is fun for fans of the winning team, but repeatedly one-sided games is one way to make fans quickly lose interest of an esport and only tune in to major matchups and the finals of the season. One thing that could be changed with the map system that's been brought up by players such as Dallas Fuel's Custa is a change to the overall map type order in the Overwatch League. As the match is already won if a team takes the first 3 games, the 4th match begins to lose meaning as the 2 teams are basically fighting for map points by game 4. While the number of maps won is important in the event of ties in the overall rankings, Hybrid is arguably a poor choice to finish off a series, and the constant back and forth draws out a game that has less meaning even if the team that is behind 0-3 finishes off the day with a map win. To create a richer experience for the viewers and the teams, one suggestion is to have Hybrid be played earlier on the map pool, so that there can be an intense opening set of games leading up to a final map, so the payload, which would finish faster and make for a more hype conclusion to a series. Luckily, looking at the map pool for Stage 2, this problem has already been addressed, with Gibraltar and Route 66 being 2 payload maps listed as the final map of a match. With the Overwatch League still very fresh, we can expect more changes from Blizzard focused on improving the overall quality of games for both teams and viewers alike. And just to wrap up, a new episode of Oversight by Thorin and Monte Cristo came out featuring Seoul Dynasty's tank player Kuki, who offers some insight on the team and his thoughts on the Shanghai Dragons, among other interesting topics.
I don't know. Every team is really hard.
I don't know about that. I'm gonna have to call that question. Every team. Here's the thing, Cookie. Each team has good qualities, and some of them have good players, and a lot of them try very hard and practice a lot. But in no universe is the Shanghai Dragons as hard to play as London Spitfire, right? We can acknowledge that, surely.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay, right, good. We got that out of the way. Okay, we were one step closer to some real trash talk. Okay.
If you haven't been checking social media for the past week and somehow been able to avoid all the teaser videos, a new patch with Blizzard World is coming out on Tuesday with over 100 new cosmetics to unlock. What skin are you looking forward to? Personally, I'm a big fan of the Nova Widowmaker and Blackhand Doomfist skins. Over in League of Legends, the NA LCS kicked off this week with an exciting match between 2 of the most hyped teams heading into Season 8. To up the ante of their opening match, the owners of Team Liquid and Team Solo Mid made a friendly $15,000 bet against one another, with the proceeds going to a select charity of their choosing. With how the rosters have shaped up over the preseason, this was a great way to start off one of the most exciting rivalries this year. And did you know? Reggie drives a Lamborghini. Although it's not quite the $10 to $13 million for a spot in the NALCS or the $20 million required to secure a city in the Overwatch League, franchise spots for the Esports Battle League run by Rivalcade will set interested parties back $1 million. In a report by ESPN, 3 organizations have confirmed their participation, with Elevate taking Denver, Circa securing Miami, and Simplicity naming Las Vegas. As to what games the EBL will host remain to be seen, but StarCraft 2, Hearthstone, Smite, and Counter-Strike Global Offensive are just some of the games being taken into consideration. Elevate CEO Brandon Hatfield tells ESPN, "We believe that franchise leagues have a key place in the future of esports as it matures. My team and I see our brand as a perfect fit for the Denver market." The EBL has even caught the attention of Memphis Grizzlies minority owner Jed Kaplan, who is fully committed to the participation of Simplicity Esports and the growing of the league. Quote, "I love what the EBL is doing. They are filling a much needed niche and it's going to be huge. Our team is 100% committed to helping the EBL grow." A link to the full report along with everything we've talked about today will be in the description box below. Do you see esports titles shifting away from a tournament by tournament Wild West style and adopt a franchise model, much like League of Legends and Overwatch? Or is it still too early in the industry for less popular titles to find success with a geolocalization model? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Well, that's all for this installment of Akshon Recap. We also want to take the time to thank you, our viewers, for helping us grow to over 20,000 subscribers. And as always, if you're interested in seeing other videos, if you're new, click on something else around here. Otherwise, if you're interested in also subscribing, click on the action icon. And if you have something to say and want to contribute to the conversation, we have a Discord. Links to such and everything mentioned in the video are in the description box below. This has been Darren from Akshon Esports. We'll see you next time.